Hi everyone. Welcome to the second part of our conversation around how to data, especially with focus on data analytics, talking about how to do it right. And I have found it difficult to recover from the first session where we delved deeply into the whole space of data analytics, the kind of skills that you need to have. And today we're going to be going even further in depth, looking at um, a couple of topics around being a data analyst versus being a data scientist, the current trends, and a lot of things. So you don't want to miss out any part of this segment. And with me today, coming back to the show, is Hamid Abdusalam, who has so graciously um, talked extensively about this subject in the first part, and today being the sequel, he's going to be talking even further, and I hope that you all get to enjoy from his wealth of experience, his expertise, his skill sets, and all that he's up to in the space of data analytics. So, thank you again, Hamid, for joining today.
Thank you, Joshua. It's nice to be here once again.
Thank
Thank
you
you very
so
much.
much. I know you've had quite a busy week and past couple of weeks actually. It really means a lot that you made out the time to be here today.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really
With-
appreciate the opportunity once again.
Yep, without further ado, I'm just going to ask Hamid to give a little introduction. For those that have watched the first part, I'm sure you've gotten the introduction of what Hamid is up to, who he is, and all that. But for those that haven't, you probably are wondering who exactly is Hamid. So if you don't mind just giving a brief intro about yourself and what you do.
So thank you, Joshua. My name is Hamid Abdulsalam, like you rightly mentioned. I'm a data scientist at Factor Analytics based here in Lagos, and I also freelance as a data scientist as well. So for the past probably 8 to 9 years, I've been doing data analytics, data science, machine learning, and everything around the like self figure and things. So I think that's introduction about me. And I think we met at Semicolon a couple of years ago. So I worked
Yeah.
at Semicolon as well. So that's all about me for now.
Amazing. Yes, it's interesting that you mentioned how we met at Semicolon. I think in the first part of this podcast, I talked about it. So if you want to know exactly what ensued when we met in Semicolon, you probably want to watch the first part. But yeah, not to take too much time on today's episode, I will just delve straight into it and hit you with my first question if you're okay with it.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
All right, so the first thing is about data analysts and data scientists. There's this confusion or controversy around, okay, who exactly is a data scientist? Who is a data analyst? Which should I do? So, if you don't mind, from your experience now, as we do it now, it is not theoretical, it's what happens in the industry. From your experience, who is a data analyst? Who is a data scientist? And what do you think is the actual distinction between them? Just to throw something in, I know there are a lot of frameworks that have tried to differentiate what a data analyst is, what a data scientist is. These are all over the internet. But I want you to delve into your experience. I know you've worn multiple hats, and in the industry, especially in freelance or in delivering um, these responsibilities, what do you think they represent truly, and what's the difference between them?
So thank you for the question. So I do like to see data analyst as as in from the point of statistics and when if you done statistics in the past, like maybe to a large extent, there's always what we call parametric statistics. These are statistics that follows normal distribution and all of that. So what I'm saying in essence is that data analysts usually are those that build models that are easily explainable, like that goes with this statistical analysis. You get what I'm saying? So, but when we move down to data scientists, then it becomes models that are now black box. model that doesn't really follow statistical distributions. You get what I'm saying? So these are things that okay, fine, you see them getting done, but you can't really. Most of the models that you see now in data science and particularly machine learning are those that you see that are not easily explainable. You get what I'm saying? But in a data science, data analyst, whatever analysis you are doing can easily be explained. You get what I'm saying? No
Mm,
black box model here. It's basically models that follow statistical distributions. So it's basically models that you can easily mathematically explain. You get what I'm saying? So data analysts are those that use framework within statistics. You get what I'm saying? But when you go beyond the statistics and you start incorporating black box models like machine learning models, NLP, natural language processing, then you are now leaving the realm of statistics as data analysis, and you're not going to data science itself.
mm,
You get what I'm saying? So
mm,
most times the major distinctions are just data analysts are those that actually use models within statistical frameworks. Then when you move to data science and you start looking at machine learning, things that are beyond statistical distributions and models that are not statistical, that doesn't follow statistics, non-parametric models that are not easily explainable. You get what I'm saying?
mm.
That's major distinction between these. So that's why most data scientists are usually data analysts. They can easily analyze data, you get what I'm saying? But most data analysts may not likely are not likely data science because some of them may not have upgraded to the level of knowing how machine learning or this deep learning stuff works. You get what I'm saying? So that's just the difference. That's it.
Wow, that explains a lot. But again, just asking this, the aspect of visualization, would you say it covers being a data scientist and a data analyst, or is it specific to one of those two?
I don't know. I think it's covered both. You get what I'm saying? So both data scientists and data analysts usually visualize data before going deeper into. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
covered both. You get what I'm saying? So it's not as if it's just a data scientist or data analyst thing. You get what I'm saying? So it's for the both in each data visualization. Everybody's work.
So yeah, talking about data analyst, data scientist, I mean, you've managed to talk about what their core difference is. But one thing that always stands out again is looking at what's what this the trajectory is if you want to become a data analyst. And from what you're saying, it's like data analysis or data analysts are a subset of data scientists. So if you want to become a data analyst or a data scientist, would you say before becoming a data scientist, you should be a data analyst, or you can just jump the gun and go be a data scientist? So why I'm saying this is because of the advent of AI and everything, with these large language models, people can jump some of these steps, In fact, using tools like scikit-learn, for instance, help people to be data scientists, quote unquote, because they can deploy machine learning model without even knowing what happens under the hood. So, but in your own perspective, would you just say, okay, if you want to be a data scientist, go and learn all the skills required for a data scientist, or first be a data analyst before you move on to be a data scientist? What do you think?
That's based on my own opinion, based on my experience over the years. So I think your life as a data scientist will be so easy if you understand how data analytics work. You get when you find yourself struggling, you won't just see yourself just within models. At least even if you don't understand, if you don't understand how the model works, you definitely want to know what's going on. So and it takes someone who understands how data analytics work, like maybe fundamentals of data analytics before that can question how data science models work. Because if on the background of statistics and mathematics matters a lot in all these things. So I personally will advise someone to understand how data analytics work. Then gradually progress into data science because your life as a data scientist is so easy when you start when you start doing data science and you understand you start from data analytics tools. You get what I'm saying? Whereas if you find yourself just doing data science and just reaching machine learning models, doing deep learning, audio, voice detection, object detection, and
Yeah.
object recognition of it, fine. You can easily implement model and doing fine, but it doesn't sound well as saying, yeah, yeah, data scientist. Yes, you can't do simple data analytics work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because most people usually see data science as the most difficult part, not the data analytics part. You get what I'm saying? So if I've seen you as a data scientist, I want you to be able to understand tax and data analytics as well. You get what
Mm.
I'm saying? But if you're a data analyst and you can't do tax in machine learning, it's understandable that
Yeah.
you get the point. Maybe you've not gone beyond your statistical. You get the point. So not
Mm.
everybody who understand how statistics or data analysis works knows how to fit machine learning model to object. But at least most people that know how to do stuff in data science usually know how things work in data analytics, like the fundamental figure. So it's always good to start the journey from data analytics, then migrate down to, I don't upgrade down to data science rules. You get the point I'm making.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But now, if somebody were to follow your advice and try to be a data analyst first and then move up to data scientist, what do you think would be the challenges, you know, being probably a newbie, somebody that probably just knows Excel or doesn't even know Excel and wants to move up this ladder? They have all the skill sets they know they need to learn. They know exactly that they want to be a data analyst before becoming a data scientist. What do you think they would face? I guess what I'm asking is, what were the challenges that you had to face moving from? I know you have a statistical background, but say you don't even have a statistical background. What were the challenges you faced into becoming a data analyst and then becoming a data scientist? And do you think that would happen to anyone trying to learn, and how to
Hmm.
navigate that?
I think in my own case, the challenges is not like I would say data science when I started doing mine, then it's not as popular like this, particularly in my own country here in Nigeria anyway. So the challenges I faced then was like trying to get the right channel to learn this, and most of the channels I've been using like two books online and all of that. But what actually helped me a lot was my foundation is statistics, so it was easy to, and my background knowledge in programming because I've been doing programming before even moving into data science and all of that. So those really help with the foundational knowledge in statistics because I did PhD in my high school some time ago. So the idea of knowing how coding works, you understand, I didn't really face much challenge. So I think that helped. But for someone who have not really done statistics or who is trying to go into the niche now, one of the challenges the person may face is there are a lot of channels out there now, and a lot of people are just this learn fast as in do quick syndrome. Like everybody
Mm-hmm.
wants to learn this thing very, very fast. So what I think the person should just do is just give yourself a bit of time. You are not going into a get rich quick scheme as in channel like something you just want to learn fast and start making money. Like I do tell guys, if you can at least minimum of maybe a year to perfectly understand most of the fundamentals in things like that rather than say you want to learn data analytics within a couple of months and start learning. You see yourself not doing things and still ending up. Because there are still guys who went to the UK abroad to learn to have postgraduate programs in
Mm.
data science and data
Yeah.
and still after the MSc and everything, they are still left empty, like they still
Yeah.
don't know what they are doing. You get what I'm saying?
You're
So
shaking a
now
lot of table there.
no, it's not about table. Now, me, I realize it's this personal growth of a thing. It's more of you talking to yourself. What kind of
Mm.
data scientist do I want to be data analytics? So if you know the kind of data analytics or data analyst or data scientist you want to be, then you just have to close your eyes to do certain things and just focus on. You get what I'm saying? Rather than just listening to everybody. Like, so what I think is the major challenge is this idea of trying to learn things that take a couple of maybe 2 or 3 years to master, trying to learn it in a couple of 2 months. Yeah, so that's why I do like that. I ask you, like, just give yourself a couple of time. Don't rush things. That money you make it, but at least when you really solidify the knowledge, you get the point I'm making. So that's one of the challenges I think most people newcomers usually face. You get. And the idea of learning data science or data analytics from the perspective of programming language is another issue. Because I realize that most people usually I want to learn data science, I want to
Mm.
learn Python for data science. Then it's not about the coding most times. You get the point. Because I think it's all about the theoretical foundation and how things are being done. You get the point I'm making. So why not start with the theories like learn data analytics for dummies, like start with books like data analytics for dummies, like learn the basic things in
Mm.
data science and data analytics. Then you can now look at the coding afterwards. But when you start with the coding, you just be seeing code online and be implementing it. You don't know, without knowing how these things are being, like what these things are
Mm.
being done. So that's another challenge that I think most people. So what I think most people should do is that give yourself a bit of time. Then when you've done, when you know you're okay fine, you're not rushing. Because I have a guy like that I mentored, and I really appreciate what he's doing with this data science stuff. He was not really rushing. That's why the fact I don't know, I know that okay, fine. It's time for him to start like making money or start learning. And
Yeah.
at least he gave him time, so gave himself a couple of time to start getting one or two certifications, and it is really amazing. So it's not like every other person that I used to know that really wants to get things done very very fast. Like, couple of months they want to start. So it's not easy. So another point is the coding part of it, that you don't start data rules with programming language. You learn the theoretical foundation before even thinking of it, because programming is just a tool to get things done. So you don't really understand how the theories behind these things work. You
Yeah.
just find yourself struggling and just jumping from one programming language to another. You get.
Mm-hmm.
But if you understand how the theories work, then the programming part will be easy to implement, because you really understand how okay, fine, what Python or R or Stars is doing is basically trying to fit linear models.
Mm.
You get me? But when you see linear models in Python, you see it in R, yeah, what's this guy doing? But you don't really know that the foundation is just they are doing the same thing. Just
Mm.
just the two that is different. You get the point I'm making. So those are the challenges I think. One of the major challenges is just the rushing of everything. Like I want to learn this thing very, very fast. Like that one of the most of us took us couple of even with our statistical Bible, it took us a couple of time to really solidify our you get the point I'm making. So I do tell guys like at least give yourself a minimum of a year, master everything that needs to be mastered before going to the market to say you are looking for. If not, you just see yourself struggling up and down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. That was very enlightening. You did mention something, and I said you're shaking a very huge table there. But I'm going to throw you like two questions at a go. The first is what is the place of certification in this space of data analytics, data science, and all? What is the place of certification? Is it something that is considered as a prerequisite for some job? Because some people will be worried that okay, even if I start learning on my own, I don't have any certified body that has said yes, we are endorsing this person as a data analyst or a data scientist. So, what is the place of certification? Yeah, let me just keep it there. I'll ask you the second question once you've answered this.
I think it has that question has to do with the recruiting agency and the agency anyway. But
Mm.
personally, I think if you are very good at what you do and you have if you don't really have certification, like maybe masters or maybe apart from masters, maybe you don't really have major certifications on your name, but you are very good at what you do. I think what you should use to cover that part is the portfolios. You should have a lot of maybe projects, sample projects that you can easily show
Mm.
and
Mm.
showcase on your CV. Yeah, these are stuff I've done. And I know most HR guys, once they see your portfolios, what you've done in the past, even if you don't have that, I know folks that don't even have BSc, they are university so and
Wow.
they are doing very well with software engineering. You get the point
Yeah,
I'm making?
yeah,
Because they
yeah.
have the skills. You get the point I'm making? So we are moving from a world of certification down to a world of no certification and you're doing fine. Provided you are very knowledgeable as what you get the point I'm making. Because these HR guys know that there are a lot of guys with certification and yes, they are not really good at what they are doing. So
Yeah.
I think it's a mix of opinion. Like a lot of guys will just look at what you've done, like your portfolio, and they are very sure that okay, you are very good. I personally, I would rather give somebody who I know that is very good at what he does, even if he doesn't have primary school certificate. In as much he can deliver the job as
Mm.
expected, I don't care. You get the point I'm making. So
Mm.
about knowing what. So that's fastidiously. think most of the tasks I've done in the past. In fact, I've even worked in places whereby they've never even asked for my DT certificate. You get the point.
Yeah.
So it's just about, okay, let's see your portfolio and stuff like that. And another thing is that if you're applying for jobs as a data science or data analyst, these guys will interview, regardless of maybe, although your certificate may land it. But in the case whereby, okay, five people wants to interview, once they know you are very good, even without having to hire you, you get the point I'm making. So
Mm.
those are the point I'm making. Certification not an issue. You get the point. It's maybe an issue at the point, but at least I think the knowledge base is the most important thing to focus on. So at the long run, you can start thinking of maybe let me add one or two certificates just for job process. But at least as a freelancer, although even if you are not, if you don't want to have maybe a fixed role, as a freelancer, you can actually get jobs without having any certificate. You get the point I mean. You get the
Yeah,
point I mean.
yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. At some point your audio was going down and it was
Okay.
fluctuating. So yeah. But I got your point in general, like because some people think certification can be a real challenge. I tell people and I say just exactly what you said. It's about the competence. No company is going to really hire you because you have a master's or a PhD if you cannot deliver, if you cannot provide value to them. Because your master's does not bring food to their table, it doesn't add revenue to their revenue stream. What they're
Definitely.
after, yeah. So what they're after is how competent you are, what kind of experience you are bringing to the table, what kind of skills you have, and how are you going to add value to them as a
You get the
business.
point I'm making.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But again, there's that tricky thing that you mentioned that I want to now piggyback on, which is around the fact that people go and study and think because of the excessive importance placed on certification, they go to say, okay, I want to be a data scientist, so I need to do a master's in data science. I know people that have done masters of data science and they are not a master of data science, if you see what I mean, because
Oh
they've
yeah, yeah.
gone,
That's
they,
that,
they
that's one of the challenges, and I think it's although personally in the UK, right? Personally, I have reservations on how they enter masters. Because I don't really know if this is masters or just let's make money from these guys. You get the point I'm making? Because definitely, you look
I
at
mean,
most of
it
yeah,
happens
you look at
everywhere.
yeah, but it happens everywhere. But I think, take for instance, now look at the US. I don't know the US now. Okay, take for instance in the UK. Let's assume. I think you say a lot of things you want to learn within a year. How these guys going to learn? You get the point I'm
Sorry,
making.
your audio just went off again. It's fluctuating. Maybe,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I think you have to keep
Okay.
more
Okay. Can you hear me now?
audibility. Yeah, yeah,
Can you hear me now? So
yeah.
what I'm
Thank
saying
you.
in essence is like, you know, particularly most of these guys going to the UK for MSc. No, I do, I do believe that maybe this guy UK should have a kind of maybe a robust, like a robust curriculum because
Yeah.
most of the stuff they are doing in a year should be done maybe like maybe a year and a half or 2 years, like for in-depth knowledge. You get the point I
Mm,
mean? Because a lot of guys, those that are really getting it right with most of these programs in India, are those that have background knowledge right from day one before coming down there. But how
mm,
about somebody who just wants to maybe is in the nature of maybe art or something, or maybe got an Indian data science? These people, this set of people, this struggle definitely you get the point. And I think it's not largely because of the students. I think it's the way the curriculum is structured down
mm,
there. You get the point I'm making, or maybe the way the
mm.
lectures are delivered and all of that. So because I think 90% of the blame should go to the school. I don't know, it's not really the students. You get the
Mm.
point I'm making. So I think
Yeah. I
but
see. I see your point because I've
so
seen some curriculums. These and truth be told, these curriculums are very rich. Like you have a lot of beautiful
yeah, a
things
lot
around
of
data
yeah, I
science.
think your point.
But then
But
to your
the
point,
problem
it's
is
like,
always the problem is always like maybe the, perhaps maybe the delivery
mm,
or maybe the way the school structure the whole thing. I don't know, like
or the
a lot of
timeline. Some of these
the
courses are like 10
timeline,
months
10 months, and there are a lot of things to
to
unpack
gather.
within 10 months.
Yes.
You get the point I'm making. So those are the things I usually like, this guy is going to learn all these things within 10 months. You get the
Yeah.
point I'm making. So, but you learn it within 10 months if you are Joshua or you are me coming from programming perspective. You get the point I'm
Mm-hmm.
making.
Yep.
Who has a program? But how about somebody who has never had a data science or maybe just want to pursue a career in data science? And this is first time of getting, so at least there
Mm-hmm.
should be a couple
Really.
of months for people that are just probably like
Like
programs they
remedials.
want to like let me just now they get the point I mean. So I feel like it's
Uh,
unfair to spend a whole lot of money like that on a program in the UK. And at the end of the day, guys are not really getting so after the MS of the thing, large numbers of them are still in the market trying to struggle.
mm,
So you see some of them still going back, now starting from maybe video tutorials or anything. But the advantage of those schools is just at least you have MSc in certain universities in the UK, which may likely open door for you doing interviews.
mm.
But anything that happens during the interviews now your own. So,
That's a bad way to
so
put it.
yes, now it's not anything that happens during your own the interview, it's not your own responsibility. But at least the CV that you finish from a certain university in the UK will open doors for you. But when
Mm,
you get to the interview now, it now depends on how you can defend what you've done. And this, I think, is the challenges most of these guys are facing because how many of them can really defend that, okay, fine, this is what it's done. It's not really, like I said, it's not really the fault of the student anyway. But at least the way these guys are being jam packed from right to left, like doing the coursework and all of that. So I felt maybe at least minimum of 2 years for some of these programs. You
yeah.
get the point, like they can really get the value of you understand. If you spend 2 years on something as intense as data science, I think when you are done, you'll be sure that okay, fine, at least
Mm,
unless maybe you went to the school just to go and maybe play or you understand what I'm saying. But if you really want to learn, once you are done after 2 years, you know you really learn something. But within
mm,
1 year or 8 months or 10 months or whatever the case may be, even if you really want to learn, if you are being grassroots
that's-
from right to left, you
mhm,
won't really you may just be learning just to pass and just let me get this and get that.
mm.
So that's the problem, I think. And it's a niche that a lot of people are just coming, data science, AI,
Yeah.
machine learning. So it's making it easy for most of these schools in the UK to just let guys come from third world countries. And at the end of the day, when they get in, they, I think most of these schools are not really giving us what we expect, like what I think should be given. You get the point I'm making.
Mm,
Considering the amount of money these guys pay. You get the
yeah.
point I'm making. So
Yeah.
that's my
I,
point of
I mean, you've made a lot of points there, and again, yes, this is our opinion. It's not standardized across the
view. Yeah,
board,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
But
definitely.
what I'm thinking too is, I think the learning path is very important to becoming a data scientist. It's not about getting a certificate at the end of the day. And so some people think, oh, once I have a certificate, by the time I go to study a master's or I do a PhD or I do this, then I would be good at what I'm trying to become, But there are people that have not done a master's, and when they eventually do the masters, they become masters of that skill,
Yes,
because I
definitely.
think,
They have background knowledge already.
yes,
Definitely.
I think the course structure is tailored for such kind of people, not
Sort of people, not
newbies.
newbies. Okay, newbies.
So
Yeah.
even if
That's
you're
another
planning,
point.
yeah, even if you're
That's
planning
another
to
point.
go for a master's, I think you should give yourself like a year to
And
learn.
we call it masters. So they expect
Yes,
that you must have had
some experience.
experience, background knowledge because it's called masters. It's not
Mm-hmm.
as if it's high school diploma or something. So I think I,
Or a
I think
certification
certification is master. So they expect you to come and become a master of
of
data science because
something. Yes,
you've already must
have a
have had
background.
background knowledge. So I do
Mm,
get your point. I think another point that's another perspective too.
yeah,
Like whoever is going for the master's mind whatsoever should have at least done
a
like a 6
mindset.
months reminder 90 hours as in
Yes.
the remedial program here in Nigeria or something like must have done certain courses before even going. So that I
Mm,
don't go there as a first time and start
you're lost.
and a lot because you definitely if you don't have a background knowledge, you definitely be lost.
Yes.
No two ways about it.
And the delivery method is fast paced. You have coursework, you have
Yeah,
this, you have that. So
yeah,
so I
that,
think it ties back to understanding and bearing the right mindset that you're going for a master's. It's not like you're going to do an undergrad. So with the master's, it's like you have some baseline to spin off from. So if you're looking to become a data analyst, I think what you said earlier really works. Give yourself some time, learn it. And when you're worried about certification, which I know for a fact opens doors for you, it should now be a matter of, okay, I've gotten the skills, I've gotten the competence. I want to now understand the holistic perspective of this data science. Then I can go for a master's. At that point, every of your coursework will be like a workover because you've done projects, you've got
But
portfolio,
I
you've
know
got experience.
I think everything still boils down to the number one factor, I guess, which is the timing. Like a lot of people
Mm,
want to achieve a lot of things within a short period of time. Like so,
yeah.
like those people that usually maybe like some people that usually go for masters like that. Maybe some of them really are in this rush mode, like they really want to get things
Mm,
done. So the time to start learning, like maybe give yourself sometimes to learn the fundamentals in Nigeria before even applying for masters may not be there for some people. Some just
mm,
want to achieve that aim within a short period of time. Do you get the point
mm,
I'm making? So, and if you have this mindset that okay, if I want to have masters by 2 age, do this by so
mm,
you may achieve those aims, but at least the knowledge may not be there at that age. You get the
yeah.
point I'm making. So I think that's another factor because if there's a patient, if we are all patient, like really want to take things gradual process, I think a whole lot of people get value from. You
Mm,
get the point I'm making. So
yeah.
that's just another factor too. It's all
I
about
mean,
timing.
you mentioned something very fantastic during your explanation about people migrating or going to study elsewhere in the UK, the US, wherever, and them opening their doors because they know this is a booming field. A lot of people are coming into data analytics, data science, and so from wherever you come in, they just accept you, whether you have a solid background or just a faint knowledge of data science, which is not very good on some of these students. So this is me now asking you, do you think there is an overhype in this space? Like, are they overhyping it? Data science, data analytics. Yeah, everybody should come. Once you make it through data analytics, you become a billionaire tomorrow. You're indispensable. AI is not going to replace you. All these kind of things. Do you think there's any iota of overhype, and to what extent?
I think there is over. You understand what I'm saying, but I think is it worth it? I don't know, but what I just know is there is over. Like there is this idea, there is this mindset that once you master data analytics and maybe are very good at what you do, and you make a lot of money, like you earn certain amount of salary per year, per annum, maybe $200, $200,000 per annum or something.
Mm,
Like in the UK, you are likely to earn certain thousand of pounds per annum or something like that. There's this overhead. But the challenges I'm actually, if you I'm having, I'm actually facing. Like, I think we are getting to a point whereby we are going to have a lot of data practitioners. And
or
the opportunities
wannabes.
yes, and the opportunities will be that limited. Like, because let's be honest, most of these companies can't recruit more than maybe marketer scientists at a time. You get the point, like, and we
Yeah.
have it. Okay, imagine the number of data scientists that UK is producing every year, masters. You get how many of them are actually getting the job data scientists the following year after graduating, after graduating. You get the point I'm making. So me, what I think is like, yeah, it's rewarding when you get the job. But the question is how many people are really getting the job. You get even with the knowledge, the exposure and all of that. How many people are really actually getting the job in data science and data analytics despite going to the job just to get the education. So what I think should be the issue that should be the major focus is just the opportunities in it. So if the number of people graduating can really match the opportunity on ground, that's fine. But I think a lot of graduates are being produced, a lot of people are learning data science, data analytics everywhere, but the opportunities on ground, like it's not really like a lot of like more of I don't know. I haven't done the analysis yet, but I feel it maybe ratio one opportunity to ratio. I don't know. If you look at the ratio of opportunities and the
And
applicants,
yeah.
you get the point I'm making. So that's my only concern about the whole thing. But I think it's getting to a point whereby for every business, you will definitely need a data analyst or data scientist for the business. Just like you will have it, you have an accountant for most of the businesses. You have to calculate how we are making money. You get the point I'm making. So I believe
Yeah.
all businesses, it's getting to a point whereby even here in Nigeria, everywhere, it may take time in Nigeria. see a third world country that doesn't know the importance of data yet. But at least most of people here don't even know the importance of data in their business yet. But at least in those countries that you find yourself, at least you should get to a place point whereby even the small and medium enterprises, everybody definitely establish their data science. Maybe by then the opportunities on ground will be okay as in to match the number of people graduating every year. Because that's my own worry. Because
Mm.
I see universities producing graduates every other year. And I'm looking at these guys even getting the job after they graduate from this data science thing. They
Mm.
get it. So that's the
Yeah.
point.
Like, so you see people, to add to your point, if you go on LinkedIn and you see a job opening of data analyst, within an hour you see like 500 applicants. That's to tell
That's
you
the
that
point.
there's a mismatch between the demand and
And
supply of
supply.
data
Yes.
scientists. And even when you have 500 applicants, chances are excellent that you have only 20 that are actual data analysts that can do the job, and you
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. That can
480 that do not really know much about data analytics, and they just want to, okay, because I have a fair understanding of this tool, I know Tableau, so I'm a data analyst, I know Power BI, so I'm a data analyst. Like you've earlier debunked, it is not about the programming language or the framework. You need to understand the core. And there are people that they just know data analysis with Python, and that's all they know. Maybe they've watched one video or two tutorials, and so when they see a data
and yeah,
analyst role, they just apply. That increases
that,
and pumps up the number, and so you have
that's
the
another challenge.
yeah, you have that mismatch of demand and supply. So, but in talking about this now, it is a huge challenge and it's discouraging a lot of people. What do you think can be done in order to sort of even the playing field? Because I know, like in Nigeria, yeah, it's a third world country, the means of collecting data has to be put to the question as well, because if you don't have the right data collection modes, then you can't actually have enough data in your business to need a data analyst for. There are a lot of factors of such that affect the demand for data analysts in businesses or the requirement for data analysis in businesses. What do you think can be done from your own personal opinion to sort of even out the playing field such that as more people are coming into data analysis or into data science, there are more jobs opportunities being opened up for them?
Mm, I think personally, whatever opinion I'm giving is my own opinion. But
Definitely. I mean, it's all.
so what I think is like for instance now, if you look at the typical data science job description, like you see maybe a BSc quantitative field like statistics, maths, computer science, where you
Mm,
do SQL, Python, and whatever, maybe Amazon, WS, and all of that. Like there are a lot of. So what I think is, and if you look at those requirements and you think you are confident, like you are very good at it, they expect you to apply definitely. But I think what can actually make, maybe personally from my own opinion, is what can actually make the opportunities to match the number of jobs available. Maybe person, maybe there should be a global certification or something like where we have icon here in Nigeria. I don't know. Because there was a
mm,
time everybody we have a lot of staff, accountants from universities everywhere. But, but definitely before that you go to university to have to study accounting. It does not mean
mm,
that when you get out of the university, there's a job waiting for you like that because you still have to go through a certification which you can do like ICANN, ATS,
mm,
something like that in their niche. So but that actually reduced the number of anyhow people just going into accounting. So with that ICANN now, people are HR guys are now putting like you must have ICANN before you can
mm.
apply for the job. I think such thing can actually happen in the field of data science with this level of number of
Explosion.
explosion going. So if there is a kind of certification whereby at least we know you know what you do just to get that certification and people that can easily get that certification and that, at least it will limit anyhow people just going into it because there should be a framework that actually not everybody just like you rightly said the other time you can have like 500 applicants and only maybe 30 or 25 of them may be very good at what they do, do you get it? So if these 30 are those that really have the certification, so it will save the HR guys a sort of maybe fresh from just picking people and I did get it from
Yeah.
that. So I think maybe, but that certification is what I don't really how it will look like. But I think there should be a kind of framework that will use all sort of, because let's be honest, the way you have serious data scientists, data analysts, people that are really passionate about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The way you have people that are not really serious, they just want to go in and just want to make money. They see it as a make money with
Okay. Yeah.
scheme. Even people who are not really solid as maybe quantitative analysis right from day one, like who doesn't really study anything that has to do with quants or stats or math or anything or accounts or something. So they just want to do data analysis and data analysis. And this set of people are actually making it difficult for the folks who
Actual. Yeah.
actually really know what to do. So I think the only way you can, for now, everybody goes in. So it's all about go and try your luck. You get the point of view.
And that's a
I don't
painful
think,
thing. It is
so
because
I
the people that are actually good would get overlooked because one other person has a master's in data science, and apparently the other guy that doesn't have a master's is better at this job than the person that has a master. So I totally agree with you that there's a need for a multimodal, multivariate kind of assessment to vet that you have the requisite experience. There should be a limit or minimum number of portfolio projects that you should have, and then maybe an examination to pass that we can now use to sort of have a rounded validation of those people that are actual data analysts or data scientists. Because so I feel for some recruiters as well. If you see somebody that has a master's in data science, someone else has a PhD in data science, and one person does not have any, you are likely to put the priority or the hierarchy as the PhD, the master's, and the guy that doesn't have anything. Unknown to you, if you check out, the guy that doesn't have any of those qualifications has had 10 years working as a data analyst, has hundreds of projects under his belt, and is able to deliver the value. Whereas these other people have just come out of their undergrad, went to do a master's, and they're looking for a job, or have just finished master's, went to do a PhD, and you're looking for a job. So it is hard for recruiters. They just go by the status quo of, okay, who is the highest ranking certified person, or who is the highest ranking number of years of experience, or has
one thing
background.
about anything tech is it's not all about the qualification. Sometimes it's all about the skills and knowledge. That's one thing about tech. It may not same cannot be said about maybe other niche, maybe accounting, or I don't know about maybe marketing or history or whatever. At least as far as tech is concerned, you need hands-on experience, people that can really get their hands dirty. So it's not about just saying because what is being done in academia is quite different from what is being
in the industry.
You get the point I mean. When you get to the industry, you realize that what you guys are
doing. It's a different ball game. And the challenge now is that the recruiters are often not of tech backgrounds. We have recruiters that even if they are of tech background, they don't really understand. Yeah, they don't really understand the niche and can't set the proper KPIs.
So I've seen some of my guys, sometimes you see them, these are the questions we are being asked. These are the stuff like sometimes they may even send them some tasks to do before.
Yeah.
Or ask what are these are stuff not this HR guy is just these are not what is expected as a data or data analyst. But I realize that some of the HR are also complicating issues because not all of technical background on how a data science recruitment or data science should be done. Like you get the point I mean. So that's another factor to look at to discuss about. But what I believe, no matter how as in how explosive the field is going or something, I just believe that what will make you to stand out still what you maybe your skills, your knowledge, your portfolio. Do you get the point I'm making? So there will be a lot of guys that are going into that. But I still realize that many guys that are still doing this, they are not really passionate about what they do. Many of them also visual, like after 1 or 2 years, they get bored and they leave the field alone and go and face whatever they have been because they are not really passionate. What drove them in the first place is just the money. You get the point. And when you are being driven by money in the first place, when the money is not coming or you're not seeing the opportunity, you want to leave there and go for where there is money. You get the point. So I believe if you are really passionate about what you do about data science or data analytics, and really want to make the money, isn't it, in the nearest future, regardless of the challenges you are facing, you still want to go in and just not give
Push.
up. It's something you
Yeah.
are passionate, you want to learn about. And it gets to a point whereby if you are not sorry, if you are not really knowledgeable, you are not very good at what you do. If you are not learning and relearning,
Mm.
you see yourself just getting out of because it will be very,
Mm-hmm.
very challenging. But you'll be lonely at the top, like at that
Yeah.
point, like things who is going to help you. So you become Stack Overflow fans and all of that. So you get the point.
Yeah.
So how many data scientists and data analysts are really at that level? So what I think is that regardless of the number of people coming into the niche, I still believe the number of people coming into the niche, there's a lot of number of people, a high number of people leaving the area as well for serious minded setup.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always about the data science application of that. People with disabilities, some of them are still living the niche, going into something else. Because
Mm.
what drove them in the first place was the money part of the time. If the money is not coming, they have to go and pick up another job. You
Mm.
get the point. At the end of the day, it's all about paying the bills. You get the point
Yeah,
I
the
mean?
bills don't stop coming, do they? It's very good perspective that you even give that aside from creating job opportunities to accommodate the training, the output of all these courses of data analytics, data science, you know, there's also a number of people coming and just passing through. So, in as much as we're trying to create more jobs and more opportunities, trying to raise the bar and standardize things, there are people that they are not motivated for this field at all. So when they get
Yeah,
in, and even if they are getting the money, they always find it stressful because it's two things, right? You can get fulfillment by being paid well, or you can get fulfillment by doing what you really love. So there are people
exactly.
that are doing the job of data analytics. They are being paid very well, but they don't enjoy it. They find it stressful. Trying to think about a new project, trying to do this is always a stressful thing for them. So such people are sort of leaving and then creating rooms for others. But yeah, let's see how that plays out in the coming turn of events.
No,
But
that's basically the issue. I think as time goes on,
yeah,
the feed will take care of itself. The get the
yeah,
pandemic.
yeah,
So
it will
that's
normalize. I definitely believe that.
normalized. So you get the pandemic.
Yeah,
That's
you said something about people learning and relearning. And one thing that struck me is that there are people that are in this field for donkey years now, but they've always been using SPSS, and that's all they are still using. They've always been using one particular framework. And even if they've grown in the organization, so there's a point of okay, this is what fits the way we are working in my organization. But now you've grown to a place that you can influence decision and suggest that okay, there are these new tools that can make our work easier, can make us more efficient. Let us migrate. But because of fear of learning a new tool, they would rather stick to their enterprise application, their ancient applications or frameworks, and they are not improving. What would you say? Now, this is me asking a question around growth strategy. Like, what would you say if somebody has gotten into the field? What should they do in order to keep up the momentum, keep growing, and keep improving? Because trust me, especially with AI and large language models, information from 2 months ago is already obsolete. It's very old because things are changing like very rapidly. So, how would you recommend that a data scientist or a data analyst keeps up with the momentum in this space? And yeah, by momentum I mean
I think
skills,
I think
frameworks, everything.
I think what I personally what I think we said to the issue is just like if you are not growing, if you choose not to grow, you will definitely see yourself leaving the industry soon. Like it's it's an innovative field, just like you said. We have different large language models. A lot of models are coming. So many things are being done.
Mm-hmm.
As a model is being created now, in the next couple of days, we see another model being deployed. And the clients, people really want those who really understand how they can and those that can actually work with new technologies that are being introduced. So what I think is like as a data scientist who is serious about it, it definitely I haven't seen a data scientist that is serious about whatever he's doing that will not embrace change. Change is
Mm.
important. As far as tech is concerned, it's one of the areas that you just have to be flexible. Like you just have to be you don't just have to be rigid. Like I don't know about other field, maybe history, political science, whatever areas. But as far as tech is concerned, you don't have to be rigid to not learn.
Yeah.
Do you get the point I'm making? You just have to know how to, because learning is not easy. I will have to accept that learning is not easy. Like, it takes time,
Absolutely.
and it's self-development, it requires money and all of that. But at the long run, if you choose not to learn, you may end up being out of ideas, and at the end of the day, your job will be done. Do you get the point I'm making?
Mm.
So what I'm saying here is that, like, I haven't seen a data scientist person. I don't know yet, but I haven't seen someone I think is a very good data scientist that will not embrace change. Like, you see them learning,
Absolutely.
because that's just the way to stay relevant as far as the field is concerned. And that's why it gets to the point where I told you that people that are not serious about the field, they will fizzle out. Like, they will definitely leave at the point
They
in
can't
time, because
keep up.
they can't keep up. That's why you see guys that they want to learn data, this, data, that. You don't argue with those guys. Learn it. But when what will separate those that are serious and those that are not serious is this growth strategies that we are talking about, like learning and relearning. And learning and relearning itself is a major challenge for a whole lot of folks that are not serious. You get the point I'm making. So, like you said, there are folks who are still using SPSS, Excel. That's what they find comfortable. You understand?
Yeah.
But
So,
to me, it's because of that. And those kind of people now, naturally they are actually leaving the industry if they don't know, because there is a limit to how far they can go. They can't just
mm,
apply to any job. You get the point.
yeah.
So those set of people are not threats to you and I. You get the point I'm making. Because, because they choose not to develop their
Evolve.
skills, evolve. And now, life itself, there's a lot of evolution going on day by day,
Yeah.
seconds by seconds. You get the point I'm making. So you don't want to be in tech and not evolve. Definitely. There were times we're using HTML, just HTML to create static
Yep.
websites. There's no more ordinary HTML. There are a lot of dynamic ways of
Even AI can build. In fact, I was experimenting something with
look at
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT now.
Yes,
Look at the way that
building a website
In
with
fact,
ChatGPT.
let's be honest now. If you are very good at prompt engineering, like very good at prompt engineering, you know how to do prompts very well. No, when you want analysis in SPSS Tableau as in R or something, all you need to do is just know how to frame your prompts, as in how to ask the right questions, and you to do the interpretation for you.
Yeah, so I'm learning that actually right now.
I've actually experimented with this a lot of times,
Wow.
and I've seen, you understand, because of the idea of knowing how to work with your prompts very well. So
Yeah.
if you are that, what that implies is that if you're a data analyst and you think analytics will provide your job, or your lower AI will I will likely take over your job very soon, because so you understand what I'm saying? So look at Llama, look at all these models. You get the point I'm making? What kind of those models? So those models, they are actually doing just ask the right questions, frame your prompt the way it should be, and see them giving you the exact interpretation that you are looking for.
So even as a data analyst, you are embracing new technologies to make your work easy. Yeah.
You understand? So that's to tell you that you don't just have to know. So another thing is that these large language models are even making, like, learning it is not easy anyway, like knowing how to implement it. But at least once you embrace it as a data person, your life becomes
so easy.
Definitely so easy, because when I do this whereby, okay, fine, I can just have to start thinking of how to interpret it. All I need to do is just give it certain keywords. This is what I obtained, this is what I obtained, this. I see it giving it interpretation like a data analyst.
Yeah.
You get the point I'm making. So that's to tell you that as time goes on, if you don't really know what you're doing as a data analyst, somebody who is in the niche of English will likely take your job. All you need to do is just
ask the right questions.
Ask the right questions, and before you know it, you are gone. So there won't be need for a data analyst in any field anymore. Do you get the point? So that's what AI is just bringing into the field. But that's just change. That's why I'm saying that you can't be in this field area of tech and not learn all these tools that are coming. And that's why you're in tech, and that's what will separate you from every other person outside that you choose to grow, learn, and all of that. As I said, at the long run,
yeah,
people with a lot of people will leave the industry, they can't embrace change.
in a very contextual way, I think people need to have that exposure. Aside from even embracing change, you need to go out to check what changes are coming to the industry. Like I was in a conference like 2 weeks ago, and I heard a lot of things that is happening in the AI space, and I was like, what? I didn't even know that these technologies exist until I went for that conference. So you can imagine that was the opportunity for me to see what other people are up to, see what new trends and technologies are there. In fact, I've used ChatGPT, I've used different AI tools within the past couple of weeks just because I've been at that conference to see what evolution is like in the AI space, hearing about how things are rapidly changing. So, in as much as you want to embrace change, I think that is even being reactive. You can be proactive to look at what changes are happening. You go look for those changes and start being the first person to adopt it, so that when it is now become a public knowledge, other people will be busy embracing while you are there at the spearhead championing that change. Like you are already using ChatGPT to help your analysis, make it more easy to interpret data and all that. Some people are not going to know about it until it's become a thing. Maybe Tableau incorporates ChatGPT. That's when they'll start embrace. Oh, how do we now use Tableau to incorporate ChatGPT? But you have already gone ahead to interact directly with ChatGPT and say, this is what I have, give it the context and give it the task. So yeah, I think it's very important that we should keep growing. We should keep evolving and keep embracing change, but above and beyond all that,
Because
you should look
the
for
world
the
is
change.
evolving. So, yeah, exactly,
Yes, you should
exactly,
look for the
exactly.
change proactively. Be at the I think the most expensive commodity now that anybody can have for themselves is the ability to find new technologies, new groundbreaking cutting edge technology. So if you know how to find new information, new technologies that can make life easy, you are literally sitting on a
And
gold
funny
mine.
enough, most of all this new knowledge are always in the public domain. Let's be honest with
Yeah,
ourselves. Nobody can
yeah.
tell. If you're in the tech feed and they are telling that you don't know, you've not heard of ChatGPT, you are like, no, no,
Not
are you
possible.
kidding? Is it possible? You get the point. So definitely, most the creators of those models are also pushing it. They are spending very large on advertisement. So
Marketing, yep.
there's no way on marketing. So there's no way you can tell me that okay, fine, you don't really know that there's a model called ChatGPT or something like that.
Mm,
Like that. So the idea of the information is not out there. Like people are not
mm.
even knowing that it's not tenable nowadays. Like
You
because
can't play
if you really
ignorant.
you can't play ignorant because if you really find those information, they are there on the web.
Mm,
There are there, in fact, there are folks on YouTube alone, this YouTube that are even offering those information for free just to promote their channels. You get the
mm,
point I'm making. So they are not even telling you that okay, fine, come and pay certain amount of money just for you to get the course.
the
Many
info.
of these guys are just pushing this knowledge on YouTube just to promote their channels and
Mm-hmm,
to them it's a win-win thing. You become a
mm,
subscriber and you get the knowledge. Do you get the point I'm
yeah,
making? So and it costs nothing just to subscribe to a channel. Do you get the point I'm
yeah.
making? So, YouTube alone, there's a lot of information that you can learn without even having money. In as much you can have data on your phone and be disciplined that okay, if I really want to master all these things. So talk less of me going to even Twitter itself. A lot of people are tweeting daily every day about new technologies and all of that. So
Look at
you just
thread.
need to yes, exactly. So you just need to look at the information relevant to your own niche. Then
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Rather
yeah.
than just rather than just sitting down idle and thinking that I don't know I'm a data analyst, I know how to work with Excel and SPSS and that's all.
Mm.
No, you give the feed very soon you have that kind of mindset.
Wow, that this has been a wonderful chat, to be honest, and I'm just conscious of time. I mean, there are lots of things we could talk about, like there are new technologies out there, and it's very competitive out there, to be honest. But in the interest of time, I'm just going to draw the curtain here and really appreciate you for being here on the show and sharing all of these things. Again, it's disclaimer, it is strictly our opinions. We are not speaking on behalf of anybody. We are not directly going against any institution or anybody, but this is
Yeah,
just we being
how
candid.
we feel,
Yes,
how we
talking
feel
about
about those things.
talking about the industry and how it
Wow,
actually is in the industry.
wow.
Yeah. So if you have any last thing you want to add, this will be the time. Otherwise, I would really want to thank everybody for tuning in, for giving
Definitely.
us your listening ears, and actually watching to the end. Do you have any last thing you want to say, Hamid, before?
Thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, just I hope my internet is stable here. Sorry, I don't know
Yeah,
what's.
it's all right.
So thank you for having us as always. I'm always there. If there's anything you need.
Yeah, see, the internet is
We
not
talk
on
about
our
so many
side.
things. So yeah. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So like I said, it's we've talked about so many things anyway.
Hmm.
So and it's definitely just our opinion. I'm not talking on behalf of any organization or trying to support this any organization. So like
Yeah.
it's nice having me. I'm actually happy to be here. And I just hope we'll see something in future again to discuss about what minds about and things that are interested in internet.
Mm, yeah, yeah. So amazing having you here as well to share your brilliant thoughts. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for joining. I would share this video again once it is up on YouTube. So if you missed out, and I see a couple of people having concerns around not being able to hear what was said or hear the guest very well, I'll share this on YouTube so you would have the full video and possibly hear us better. But in the meantime, keep learning, keep growing, and keep leading. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your day.